What's going on YouTube? My name is Tyler, or the Greatest Saiyan Man, and today I'm going to be making a little bit of a different video than I typically would because of something that YouTube has changed with their policies, which actually bothers me a lot. I know that I'm a very small YouTuber. I know that what I say probably does not matter, and it's entirely unrelated to any of the content that I've created before. I'm not sure what will happen to this video. Probably nothing, but realistically, you never know. So YouTube has updated their policies, and it says, I'm just going to read it, and I'll put a screenshot of it from my phone up on the screen, but it says, our policies disallow content alleging the widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of a historical U.S. presidential election. We allow this type of commentary for current elections as election officials work to finalize counts. December 8th was a safe harbor deadline for the U.S. presidential election, and states need to resolve contested elections by then, and enough states have now certified their election results to determine a presidential elect. As such, starting today, we will remove new content uploaded on or after December 9th, 2020, alleging that widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of the 2020 U.S. presidential elections. For example, we will remove videos claiming that the presidential candidate won the election as a result of widespread software glitches or counting errors. This is in line with their approach towards historical U.S. presidential elections. Content that includes sufficient EDSA context may remain on YouTube, similar to how we've allowed COVID-19 medical misinformation that violates our policies to exist in videos with EDSA context. If content is impacted, you'll receive automated emails from our system regarding this content. As we ramp up our enforcement, we will initially remove violative videos without giving a strike, and then we will begin issuing strikes for new content after Inauguration Day. So, I doubt that I'm interpreting this wrong, but I could be interpreting this wrong. But it sounds like a mass wave of censorship is going to be put out there, censoring any sort of thoughts that there is fraud. And I'm not saying that there is or there is not. I just do believe that this type of widespread censorship should not be allowed nor accepted by the YouTube community. And like I said, I know that I'm not important. I know that I'm nobody on this platform, but it still really bothers me that we're willing to sit here and see this happen, and most people are willing to just accept that. And it's like, if they can get away with it time and time again, then they're just going to keep on doing that, right? That's just kind of how I feel about it. And I mean, it comes at a time that there's such distrust in media and in big tech companies, and they're just, I'm not like reading from script right now at all. I'm just totally coming at you as a person, but it's coming at a time when there's a lot of turmoil and a lot of people who are having issues trusting these types of companies, and this is only going to make it worse. This is not a step in the right direction. This is not good for YouTube. It's not good for Facebook and all. They're like, this is false and here's why. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's just a step over the line. Especially this. You can't censor. You can't take videos off the internet because they claim something. Yeah, there's all types of conspiracy theories. There's all types of different things like that. But this is blatant propaganda, right? This is blatant propaganda. This is making a statement, right? This isn't just as simple as like, well, in our policy, it's totally against putting violent whatever on YouTube, right? It's just, we can't accept that. Like, that's kind of at least understandable, but you can't sit here and tell me that, if someone genuinely believes that there's been fraud, and I mean, there's a lawsuit from Texas happening right now, and many states have joined up with Texas, like Tennessee and Kentucky. I'd have to pull up the list, and I'll actually try to find something on that as well and put that on screen currently. But it's just a little bit ridiculous to me, man, when we are willing to sit here and censor, this stuff, because it's like, where's the line going to be drawn, right? YouTube is one of the largest platforms for speaking out there, right? YouTube is one of the largest platforms for speaking, for getting your opinions out there, And, you know, if YouTube starts censoring content like this, I mean, Facebook and Twitter, they've already censored stuff, but I mean, eventually there's going to hit a point to where it's like, what can they not do? And it's like, what are we going to do when that comes, right? Because then the only type of information that's going to get out is one-sided, you know? And like I said, I'm not saying that there is fraud. I'm not saying there's not fraud. That's not the battle I'm here to fight. I just think that it's a little bit ridiculous to censor any content regarding that. But it did mention something about EDSA context. And I am not sure exactly what that is. I'm actually going to pause this for a moment, read up on that, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so after a bit of research here, I found out that EDSA stands for Educational, Documentary, Scientific, or Artistic. So it says, this is in line with our approach towards historical U.S. presidential elections, content that includes sufficient educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic context may remain on YouTube. Okay, so that's kind of interesting, because it's hard to kind of see the line there, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just misinterpreting it. But it's kind of hard to see the line where, the EDSA for this is versus just saying that you believe as a person with an opinion, that the election has fraud in it. Would that qualify? No, probably not. Even if you can supply, evidence, it might not be sufficient evidence, right? But even if you supply some evidence towards a possibility, would that even apply? I'm just kind of dumbfounded here by the whole situation. I really am, and I think it's a little bit ridiculous. But this video is getting a little bit long-winded for my tastes. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. Again, I'm sorry that this is totally different from what I've ever done before or what I'll keep on doing in the future. But I hope you enjoyed. Please stay tuned. The Greatest Sandman, signing out.